same as your native born. Love them as yourself. So,
Right.
and where God says in verse 34, they should be treated the same as your native born, he's saying that they should be treated equal to your native born. So it seems like you're disagreeing with God, bro.
Yes, they should be treated equally, as in they should be treated with respect. But I do not believe that they should follow. I believe that they should follow the legal.
Wait, treating
pathway.
somebody equally doesn't mean treating them with respect. Okay, treating somebody equally means treating them the same, right? That's
So should
like,
they
I mean,
just
that's
be
what the
allowed
verse
to
says.
come in here?
Well, it seems like according to God, yeah.
Okay. Remember, I saw one of your videos a while ago where you misquoted a Bible verse. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember the one video I made 4.5 years ago where I listed
really? Was it
56
that long
verses.
ago?
3.5 years ago, where I listed
wow.
56 verses and I misquoted one. Now, what relevance does this bear to the fact that you're seemingly disagreeing with God?
Because I'm not the, like, I don't know if you can use religion as, if you're misquoting religion before, does that show? But I think, okay, let me go back
Well,
to my point before.
I have the verse on the screen.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're,
Also, bro, you're like, I'm sorry, but that is just like insane for you to say that because I
Yeah.
misquoted one Bible verse 3.5 years ago, that therefore when I'm showing you the verse on the screen today, it can't be reliable.
remember, I couldn't see the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, you could see the Bible that you likely have with you.
Yeah.
If you look up Leviticus
Yeah,
19,
no, I know
33 through
Leviticus.
34, you could read it yourself where it says, where God says to treat them equally
Yeah.
to citizens.
Okay. Okay, so maybe you are right. We should treat them equally.
So then you disagree with mass deportation.
But it's hard to explain because I don't think they should be coming into our country illegally. I think there are legal pathways. And even if they are coming into our country legally, we should treat them with respect. We should give them due process.
Oh, wait. But the two things could be true at once. Like you could
Right.
you could believe that they shouldn't be entering into the country the use of undocumented means. But if we interpret this Bible verse, right, what the conclusion that seems to be yielded here is, well, after they're in the country, what can we do? They got to be treated the same as citizens. You know,
Do
they're
you
kind of
believe
safe.
that?
Once they get across the border, they're safe. Apparently, according to the scripture.
Do you believe that?
Well, I mean, that's what God believes in, and you're the Christian in the room, so looks like you got to believe in it.
Okay. Yeah. I should be following the Bible better. You were right. We should treat people equally.
Shit. All right. So no more mass deportation. All right. Why do you support Trump outside of mass deportation?
So I've been getting, okay, I don't know anything for sure, but I've been on a couple of live debates before, and I obviously conservative, and I'll see all of these like insults in my DMs afterwards, and I've never seen anyone treated that poorly on the other side.
Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene literally had to quit her career in politics and hire private security because Trump called her a traitor and she was getting attacked by conservatives. Have you ever had to
Okay.
quit your job and hire private security because liberals were going after you?
No, but I'm also not a person in a position of power.
Right. Neither were the black people that were literally lynched by conservative KKK members in the 50s. So.
In the 50s. This is not the 50s.
Oh, okay. So all the conservatives that lynched and killed black people because of their race in the 50s are, it's just totally different and much more meaningless, okay, than
No,
you getting a
we're not
couple rude DMs
comparing-
from liberals. Well, I mean, you said you've never seen anybody on the right go after anybody on the left like that.
That's
Listen,
not what I said.
Listen,
I said
here,
I've
here,
never-
if you want to know the truth, here's the truth, okay? Here's the truth, all right?
Okay.
When we have two massive political parties, all right, that contain millions of Americans, hundreds of millions of
Right.
Americans, inevitably, on both sides, you're going to have quite a few bad eggs who will want to engage in political violence towards members of the opposing side. All right, want to kill you just because you said you support Trump. All right, I disagree with that. All right, but
Okay.
that exists on both sides. So then what do we do? How do we determine which side is more likely to engage in this vitriol and hate speech? Well, we look at the leaders of the two parties. All right, And the most hateful politician in modern American history is nobody other than Donald Trump. He said that he hates all
Right.
Democrats. He said that they're the enemy. He says he doesn't wish them the best. He called all Democrats in Congress terrorists. He called for the execution of 6 sitting Democrats in Congress. He said that the woman he raped should be thrown in jail. He threatened to genocide 90 million people. He attacked the Pope. He called himself God, and he's been committing war crimes across the globe. All right, there is not a single Democrat in a single position of power in this country that is comparable to Trump insofar as engaging in the same vapid hate speech. And if I'm
And I
wrong,
don't
feel free to
think you
prove me
should ever
wrong by
have-
giving me their name. But if you can't name a Democrat who's comparable or worse than Trump, okay, well, then you have to accept that the more hateful party is the right.
Do you consider, like, what do you consider to be a Democrat? Gosh, these comments on your live are so disrespectful. Why? Sorry, sidetracked. That was me getting on the wrong. What do you consider to be, like, do you consider American Democrats or do you consider, like, other countries?
For the intents and purposes of this conversation, we're considering a Democrat to be somebody that supports the Democratic Party.
Okay, so American. Or I guess other people can be in other countries and support the American Democratic
For the
Party.
scope of this conversation, we're just kind of talking about Americans.
Okay, sounds good. I'm trying to. And you're talking about current times, correct? Like
Yeah?
current. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. I'm just trying to like make sure we have all the factors because I don't want to be like trapped in a loop with so I have all the information. Also, people in the comments saying I only like people who are white. What? I love everyone. That is super disrespectful. And I never said I think everyone should be.
I would highly recommend just kind of ignoring the comment section because the
Okay.
more that you address the comment section, like the more they'll address you. I'll
Yeah.
just be honest. Like if you want to debate me, I just recommend focusing on me.
Okay. Yeah. I do not believe I can name. I do not. Trump is very hateful. I will admit that, and I do not support that fact of him. But I also know a lot of people are very hateful, and right now a lot
Name
of
one
people are
Democrat
very.
in any position of power that is comparably just as hateful as Trump.
I can't name because I said Trump is more hateful than.
So then you think that the Democratic Party is the least hateful party of the two major options, the Democrats and the Republicans.
If you are talking about leadership,
Okay.
Yes.
So why don't you support the Democratic leadership more than the Republican leadership then?
honestly, sorry, someone is DMing me. I support Democratic leadership over Republican leadership, but I support Republican policies over Democratic policies. Does that make sense?
Okay. No, it doesn't.
No, it does not.
Because leadership is in part going to be defined by the policies that they want to implement. But what other Republican policies of Trump's do you find yourself to be a fan of? Tell me.
I believe that. I believe that we should have a smaller government and we shouldn't be having government control over a lot of economic policies.
Okay, like tariffs?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he imposed tariffs on every other country in the world. Plus, he spent $5 trillion on a singular bill. Plus, the largest increase in the M2 money supply is something that we saw under Trump. Plus, actually, border regulation is control of economic policy because it limits the entry of labor into the market. Plus, about $1 billion other things, too. So, fiscal conservatism is not true of the modern day conservative movement.
I don't believe in tariffs. I believe that people should be having
So then
control.
that's not one of Trump's policies that you support. I asked you to name a Trump policy that you do support.
I don't believe in tariffs, so that's, I guess, not one. But I believe in the other economic. I believe in a smaller government.
Okay, so which economic policies of Trump is representative of a smaller government? Because as far as I'm concerned, he's passed two big policies, the Big Beautiful Bill and tariffs. Tariffs make our government larger, and the Big Beautiful Bill makes our government larger because it cost us $5 trillion. So what economic policies of Trump's has helped to reduce the size of our government?
I don't believe that we should be spending a bunch of money on the Department of Education.
Why? Why?
Because, as Trump said, the less educated someone is, the better for him.
Are you trolling? Has this whole thing been a troll?
Fish girl, if you're here, I love you. Fish girl, I love you.
Okay, get out of here. But like, I won't even lie. I'm so surprised. She did that really well up until the end. She really did that well up until the end. I don't know. I'm actually not convinced that she was a troll. I think that she just pulled the troll card at the end because she ran out of arguments. I have like a sixth sense for trolls. Okay, why? Well, because I have these debates every single day. I don't think she was trolling. I don't. I think she was legitimately a Trump supporter. She got embarrassed. She realized she had nothing else to say. So then she claimed to be a troll. Very interesting. Hi, welcome in. How old are you?
Hi, pretty boy.
Oh, dude, Jill. Trump scare. Okay, first and foremost, don't call me a pretty boy. Very weird.
Okay, go ahead.
Jill.
Somebody called you that today. Go ahead.
Jill.
What,
Jill.
What about Trump? What about
Is
Trump?
this worth it? Is this worth it for me? I don't know if it is, Jill.
Absolutely. I make you a lot of money. Come on.
Absolutely. Debate me, dude. Listen to my insanity. I don't know, Jill.
Why are you lefties, which I think you're a righty for real, but why are the lefties saying that this is another freaking stage shit? Why are you guys even trying to freaking pull this shit?
Well, I mean, I don't think it was staged, but like clearly there's reasons to be suspicious.
Thank you. Why? What are your reasons?
The fact that this dude with a shotgun and a semi-automatic firearm outside of the shotgun was able to run straight past the secret security, have 6 people shooting at him, yet he was arrested with no injury. Like, I don't know. It's just a little weird. It's a reason to be suspicious. I don't think it was staged, but that's why other people do.
Why would someone take a chance though, and go into prison and getting pew-pewed? Why would they take a chance on that?
The reason why I say
because real ones were flying because one got pew-pewed. Okay, so why would someone take a chance and say, "Hey, let's stage this"? And I know I got to go through some, pew-pews here and there and everywhere, but I'm gonna do it.
Well, I mean, actually, Jill, you believe that like the whole criminal justice system was staged against Trump to get him convicted of 34 felonies, to get him held civilly liable for rape, to get him held civilly liable for lying about the valuation of his properties to a bank in New York, to like prosecute him for J6, because you think that this like elusive, almost like Illuminati-esque deep state with like trillions of dollars of funding, like has the ability to reach into anybody's pocket and get them to do whatever they want, whenever they want, including random jurors and judges. So, I mean, like in all reality, right, I feel like if anybody could see why this could be fake, it would be you, because you already think that, the mainstream major political parties have the money and the motive to do things that benefit them. You represent this within the Democrats all the time by saying that they were able to corrupt like 5 billion judges and 5 billion jurors. So then why couldn't like the comparable deep state on the right do something similar for the shooting?
Why do you have to go extreme?
That wasn't extreme at all. I'm just showing you, like, Jill, I'm gonna be honest. If you were on the left, you would be screaming louder than anybody that it was staged.
Okay, well, quit lying on me. I'm cool until you lie on me, honey.
Do you think that the attack against Ilhan Omar was staged?
I didn't say. Yes, I do, because he worked for her. For goodness He worked for her, baby doll face. And then guess what? This guy worked for the DNC. Gavin Newsom, they're finding out that he friggin' worked for him and all kinds of shit, dude.
Okay, perfect.
What do you think about that?
So who's the crazy now?
What do you mean, who's the crazy?
I mean, you just said that the attack on Ilhan Omar is staged.
Okay, a little squirt, and then she friggin' went after him like she's a big bad fraud. Anyway.
Well, I mean, what happened to Ilhan Omar was worse than what happened to Trump. Trump wasn't even touched with a bullet. I mean, they got him down on the ground before he was able to get into the ballroom. She actually got unknown substances on her.
Not at Butler. That freaking grazed his ear a little bit.
Yeah, personally, I don't think that was staged. I don't really think that a lot of people do. But the people that do think it's staged don't even think that there was a bullet at all, right? Because of the fact that his ear was just miraculously healed.
Wait a minute, but what about the person that unalive, dude? There was real ones Man, I can't believe
Oh wait, never mind. I'm a Christian. God saved the bullet from hitting Trump. God made
That's
it
right.
hit the firefighter instead.
Exactly. It was his turn to go. We all have a time to. What's
Wait,
it saying?
wait. So you think that
Listen,
God
hold
killed the
up.
firefighter?
Wait a minute. There's a time
Did
to
God
live.
kill the firefighter?
Yeah. He wouldn't have allowed him to
Oh
be
my
unalive.
God.
No,
Oh
he
my
didn't
God,
do it. The
bro.
shooter did it, but God allowed it.
Wait, so then
Because-
God didn't save Trump. The shooter saved Trump by missing him.
No. Listen, you don't understand. What's it say in the Bible? It says there's a time, a time for everything under the sun. There's a time to pluck. A time to plant, a time to pluck up, a time to for war, a time for peace, a time
Just like there's
to
a time for you to turn your fucking phone off. That time is right now,
a time
Jill.
to live, a time to live, a time to unalive. There's a time for everything. It was that guy's time. It wasn't Trump's time. Do you understand?
I think
Do you
it's.
understand?
I think that it's your time to turn off the phone.
No, hi Santana,
So
baby.
it's your time to take a nap, Jill.
No, Santana, baby boy.
Let me ask you a question, Jill. Let me ask you a question. Was J6 staged by Antifa?
Absolutely. Wait till that all comes out. You got to see it all, honey.
Would you
gotta
ever
see
support
everything.
somebody that let Antifa domestic terrorists out of jail and called them patriots?
Well, what they weren't. They weren't.
Okay. Would you ever
They
support a
weren't. How come-
president
hey, wait a
that
minute.
let
How come the ones
Antifa
that were-
domestic terrorists out of jail and called them patriots?
Listen, how come the ones,
Can
the
you
players?
answer my question?
What was it
thank you.
again?
Would you ever support a president that let Antifa domestic terrorists out of jail and then called them patriots?
They weren't Antifa. Those
All
were
right.
the true
I
patriots.
appreciate you. But
Okay,
can you answer the
okay.
question?
I just sat there and told you.
Okay,
No.
but no. Okay, so you wouldn't support a president. Well, apparently Trump did. Because you
No,
just
he
said that
never.
J6 was staged by
No,
Antifa,
no, see, you're
yet
twisting
everybody
it.
who went to
No,
jail over
you're-
it was
see, you
inevitably
wanna run
pardoned by
me
Trump.
over. No, here's what it is, buddy. The players got away, but the real true patriots that didn't do nothing, but the cops let in to show them around, and they even prayed with them, those are the ones that went to jail. Why? Why did
Wait,
the other ones...
so DJ Rodriguez didn't do anything?
Which one's that? The bullhead?
No, he was the one that tried to kill Officer Fanone by driving a stun gun into his neck, giving him a heart attack.
Oh, they got a thing on that too, saying that did not happen. That
He
was a
admitted to it.
No, no, you guys
DJ
better
Rodriguez
open your
pled
eyes.
guilty to doing that.
You guys better open your eyes. Is he in prison? I want to see where he's in prison. Show me.
Well, he
I want
was
you to
until he
show
was
me.
pardoned.
That he wasn't. No, who was he pardoned by?
Trump.
Trump. Okay, and he admitted that he did that, huh?
Yeah.
Bring that up. I want to see it. Let me just see
Okay.
it. Let me.
Yeah.
just prove the
So
point.
my
Let me
source
see it.
would be go on Google, type in Trump's pardon of DJ Rodriguez.
You make a claim. When we make a claim, you make us get it and bring it up. You
I
make
know.
a claim.
And I'm
You made a claim.
giving you my source. It's Trump's
but
pardon
no,
of
I
DJ
don't wanna look it
Rodriguez.
up. I don't want to do your job. I want you to do your job.
So
and
my
bring it up
job would
in front
just
of
be
everybody.
giving you the source.
No, show me exactly what happened, and that Trump let him out.
Okay, I
Because
guess I
you
could
make
help
us
you.
do it.
I guess I could help you. I'll be kind.
Thank you, honey. Thank you, sweetie.
All right. In the meantime, guys, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen, and I appreciate you so much for being here.
And don't forget the gifts.
Okay, all right. Here is the source. Boom.
Thank you guys for the gifts.
Bam.
Bring it up. Wait a minute. Who is it? What's the source there?
AP. Capitol rioter who
you
shocked
kidding me?
police officer with stun gun is sentenced to over 12 years in prison. California man who drove a stun gun into a police officer's neck during one of the most violent clashes of the U.S. Capitol riot was sentenced Wednesday to more than 12 years in jail. Daniel DJ Rodriguez yelled Trump won as he was led out of the courtroom where the U.S. District Judge Amy Baron Jackson sentenced him to 12 years and 7 months behind bars for his role in J6. All right. So, yep, of course, that would be the source that he was sent to
Is that
jail
the
over
only
this.
one? Is that the only one, the left-leaning source? Is that the only one you have?
No, you could find like the court record, but the AP is who I go to.
I'll look it up.
Trump pardon DJ.
But
So there's a
saying
source.
that did not happen
So
for
there's a
real.
source that DJ Rodriguez went to jail for that. And now I'm going to give you a source that Trump pardoned DJ.
And can I show you?
Also, I'll just call out, if you go to it's in the House Congressional Records as well. H 268.
Hold on. Let me get a pen, baby. Ow, ow. You said it's in the congressional records?
Yep, Congressional Records, House H268, that gives the full 9-page detailed breakdown, specifically talking about DJ Rodriguez and his actions that occurred when it came to January the 6th, and then also the pardon as well. This was published on January the 22nd, 2025.
So how do you feel that Trump pardoned a man who tried to kill a cop?
I want to ask you this. This came to my mind too. Someone said that he pled guilty because they threatened him.
Well, no, it's because they have him assaulting Officer Fanone on Officer Fanone's body camera. You could straight up just watch Officer Fanone's body camera online.
Okay. Now, why did they get rid of all of that?
No, don't pivot. How do you feel? How do you feel about Trump pardoning somebody that tried to kill a cop?
If that really truly happened, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into
all
of it.
We just did. We just showed you our sources.
I wouldn't like that. Okay, I wouldn't like that.
Okay, so then you need to stop supporting Trump because he pardoned a crazy domestic terrorist who tried to kill a cop on the steps of our Capitol.
Well, your Democrats are trying to do that to our president, so what about all them?
No, there's not a single Democrat in any position of power that pardoned somebody who tried to kill Donald Trump. You're so clearly equivocating. You can't say that some random lunatic that is probably a Democrat from California is equivalent to Donald Trump in the slightest. All right, like maybe, right, if like some Democratic federal judge said, I acknowledge that this Cole guy did try to kill Trump, but I'm just going to let him off because he's a Democrat. Okay, all right, then that judge would be insane. Okay, but like that's not what happened. There isn't any Democrat in any position of power that said Cole should walk free because they tried to kill Trump. But if there was a Democrat in any position of power that said Cole should walk free even though he tried to kill Trump, I bet you'd say that Democrat should be tossed out immediately. All right, so then why can't you say the same thing about Trump, who said this Republican, DJ Rodriguez, should walk free even though he tried to kill Officer Fanone on the steps of our Capitol?
Hi, baby. Hey, I can. If he really did, I can. But I want to check that out. But
okay, so you're no longer a Trump supporter?
No, listen.
Wait, so why wouldn't you stop supporting Trump over him pardoning a domestic terrorist that tried to kill somebody?
You said that nobody in power.
Wait, before you try to like make an argument.
86-47.
So
put 86-47 in the sand.
He's not in a position of power.
Trump.
When was Comey president?
Baby,
86 isn't the code for killing. That's 187.
Yes,
86 is to get rid of. 187 is murder.
Okay, now that you're done pivoting, why won't you stop supporting Trump, even though he gave a full and complete presidential pardon
because I don't know
to somebody?
I heard something totally different.
So if everything that I've said about DJ Rodriguez was true, would you stop supporting Trump?
Do what?
If everything that I said about DJ was true, would you stop supporting Trump?
If it is, I would be upset over it.
Would you stop supporting him?
It's not that I really support him any.
So could you just answer the question? Would you stop supporting him, Jill?
I can't say right now, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. Well, I just kind of think that you're a waste of our time, Jill. Welcome in, Bob. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Bob? Oh, no, Bob just left.
I have one thing. I think I could have pushed her right over the edge, but oh well.
No fucking way.
Come on.
John.
Yes.
I remember you.
Yeah, I remember you too. Come on.
Did you're the one that like almost died from a heart attack and had to get rushed to the ER and you're brought back to life, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you, John.
I know. I listen to you every day almost.
You're not even like terrible. Are you still a Trump supporter, John?
I absolutely am a Republican.
But are you a Trump supporter?
I'm a Republican.
So have you stopped supporting Trump? Because the last time you came up here,
No, I didn't say I was going to stop supporting Trump. I don't even want to talk about Trump. I want to talk about you and Parker the other day about abortions. About abortions. Get
what did
Parker
you have?
on the phone.
Where's Parker? Someone get
How many
Parker up
abortions? Answer this question for me. How many abortions for one woman makes it right?
At least 34.
5,972.
34 abortions? You're okay
Shit.
with 34 abortions?
5,972. That's the limit. We will make them stop at 5,972.
That's pretty disgusting. That's disgusting.
That's the
guys.
limit. I don't make the rules. I just know what the limit is.
Disgusting.
That's just the rules. I don't know
But
what
it's
you want me to do about
disgusting
it.
that you said that.
John, can I tell you
That's the
something?
limit.
What?
So last month, guess how many abortions my girlfriend had?
Don't even listen. Are you talking about
83.
the pill? Are you talking about the pill?
Hold the hell up.
83 abortions. She averaged
did
close
she
to
have 83
3 abortions a day.
You can't protect yourself.
No, because her hair's blue and she voted for Kamala Harris.
Oh, so that's why she had 83 abortions.
Yeah, how does dude? I was so dude.
Dean,
Dude.
I'm
Let me
gonna
tell
be
you.
55 next
Let me
month,
tell you,
okay?
John. Let me tell you, John.
I'm gonna be 55.
I'm gonna run for
A lot
president
more
one day.
experiences than you.
I'm gonna run for president one day, John. Let me tell you the first thing I'm gonna do. The first thing I
What?
do when I run for the presidency is I'm gonna make sure that we incentivize women to go get abortions, and that for every abortion a woman
Dino,
gets,
listen to
her
me.
effective tax rate goes down by 1%,
obviously
and
don't
then
remember
that
my
tax that she didn't
discussion
pay
with you
is
last
then
time.
put on the man who got her pregnant. All right, John. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Every abortion is a 1% reduction in the effective tax rate. We should be incentivizing as much abortions
not
as
against
possible.
abortion.
I want to listen,
I'm
John.
not against
Listen, just
abortion.
listen to
I'm
me,
against
John.
the one.
Listen to me, John. Listen to me. I want to listen to me, John. Listen, just listen to me, John. I have one last thing. I have one last thing to say, John.
All right,
Now
go
this
ahead.
is.
Go ahead, I'll respect you. Go
Okay,
ahead.
you guys are gonna have to follow me on this one. We need
Go
to
ahead.
abolish Planned Parenthood because it's too
Why?
antiquated. We need an abortion medical health professional in every home in America on standby 24/7. Fuck a drive, fuck
Well,
a
they
flight,
have the
okay?
overnight pill
Fuck
you
even
can
going
take.
outside. They should be able to get an abortion in the comfort of their home.
Wait,
But
hold
you
on,
can-
Dean.
but here's
I
the
got one
problem
even
I
better
have with
though.
you guys.
Like, but if
No,
we're gonna
it's
do
my
that,
turn
Dean.
to speak. It's my turn to speak.
Wait, hold on, just really
No,
quick,
I
Dean. If we're
gave
gonna do that,
Dean his time,
then,
and I
then
asked
why
to
not?
speak.
Wait,
You see
why
what I'm
not?
saying? This is ignorant. You
Wait,
guys
wait,
are ignorant.
Because I want to know what you think about this as well, John. How about this, Dean? How about we do buy one get one free? It's a BOGO. Who doesn't love
This
a deal?
isn't
How about we just give them both for free? Buy 0, get 2 free.
Oh, you two idiots go fucking get a coat hanger and do it for free.
Well, because that's unsafe, John.
Well,
and
you're
unsanitary.
talking disgusting 5,000 abortions for
That's
one
just
woman.
we don't make the
83 in
rules. We
1
just
month.
follow them.
You guys are just being dicks right now, okay? Because there's women out there saying, you know, I needed an abortion, but I don't
John,
need 83
John,
like you.
I got an abortion right
Dean,
before
I know
went
you were
live, John.
joking. I know you were joking about the 83.
I'm getting an
You were joking
abortion
about the 5,000.
right now.
Wait,
I mean,
hold
Come on, let's be honest here. I want an honest answer from you.
Okay.
I want an honest answer from
All
you.
right, I'll give you an
All right,
honest
you got a
answer.
woman, you got a 25-year-old chick, right?
I just ran and grabbed the quick abortion. Like when I stepped off, like really quick. Just got a quick abortion. I'm back.
All right,
All
listen
right,
to
we
me.
need-
Can
we
you
need to
guys
stop
just
fooling
be
around.
serious for
Yeah,
1 minute?
John, I'm sorry.
Can you be serious for 1 minute?
I don't want to give you another heart attack, John. I'll stop joking.
I
around.
did have a heart attack in 2018. That's
I
not
know
luck.
that was like actually like a pretty crazy story, John.
I'm
That's why I
actually going
remembered it.
blind too. My right
Oh,
eye's
dude.
completely gone.
You
I
gotta
have
stop
health
all that
issues.
yelling, John. That's raising your blood pressure.
Well, I don't have blood pressure problems, but anyways, here's the deal. I want to ask you something. You got a 25-year-old chick, right?
A chick?
She's single. She's
You mean
single.
a woman?
Yeah, a woman. You know the difference, right? From a woman and a man?
Do you know what a woman is, and why would you call her a chick?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I know what a woman is. She's got a vagina.
You're gross.
Not
know.
the women you follow.
Really?
Yeah, you follow 10,000 AI
No, I
bots,
fol-
John.
I
Do you
follow
remember that, John? The women you
like-
follow certainly don't have vaginas because they're not
fake.
fucking
They're
real.
AI, you
Because
said.
because they're all fake. Because they're all
I
A.
agree
They're
with
all
not
AI.
of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Not
No, all of them. Every single one,
No,
John.
not all of
I
them.
mean, you are literally only allowed to follow 10,000 people on TikTok,
Can you
and
do
you
me a
have
favor,
met that
Dean?
cap by
Dean,
following AI
Can
women.
you do me a favor?
Yeah.
You're gonna put my laundry out there?
I'm sorry, John.
That's not right, is it?
I'm sorry. You're right.
Right. It's not right.
You know what, John?
You do that a lot. Dean.
John, wait. You're right. You're right, John. We owe you an apology. How about we give you a free abortion just to make up for it?
Well, I'm a little too old to have an abortion, guys.
I don't know if that's
Anyways,
a thing
let
that's
me
stopping
ask
you.
my question now, please. 5
Okay.
minutes, 10 minutes later.
You're right. Go ahead.
All right.
You have the mic.
You got a 25-year-old woman. She goes clubbing every weekend.
Yeah.
Okay? She gets knocked up. She goes and has an abortion. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, next month, she goes out clubbing again. She gets knocked up again.
Yeah.
She goes and has another abortion. Are you
Yeah.
okay with that?
Well, my first question would be, what does she do?
Wait, no,
do
no,
for
no.
work?
Just answer the question. Are you okay with something like that goes
Okay.
on with Planned Parenthood?
I'm gonna give you an honest response.
I'm not against abortion, guys.
So, in that
if you
circumstance,
need one, you need it.
listen, John. In that circumstance, I don't find anything to be problematic or wrong with the abortion in of itself. All right. I think
I don't either, Dean. If you need it, you need it.
John,
but not
this is why you're so on the line. Can I finish responding, please?
abortion. Hold on, no, I wasn't done. Abortion,
Okay.
right? When you have an abortion, it's because you accidentally got pregnant. You weren't
No, it's
prepared to
not.
have a child.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You get pregnant because you don't play safe. Okay,
No, it's
guys.
not.
Yes, it is. If you wore rubber and she took the pill, there would be no abortion needed, right?
not true.
Actually, 54% of women who get abortions from Planned Parenthood do so because of the failure of contraception.
And they give out contraceptive.
John, you're too old to not know
They
this
give that
shit.
out, you know.
It's
Planned
weird that
Parenthood gives
you're
all
this
that
old
stuff
and you
out
don't
for
know
free.
this.
All for free. I told Dean last month when I talked to him I had an abortion when I was a young kid. When I was 17 years old.
John, stop.
No, I'm dead serious. You want me to swear at my grandchildren? You can probably see them, Dean.
How
that I
did
have
that
grandchildren.
how did that affect your uterus, John?
It didn't affect my uterus, dickhead.
Okay. Got it.
Wait, so
Don't
then
be a dickhead.
So then
Don't
who
be
had
a
the
dickhead.
abortion?
I want to talk to you guys normal, but you're being dickhead.
Okay, wait, then who had the abortion? Because it wasn't you if you don't have
My
a uterus.
ex-wife had the abortion
Okay.
with my first child. She
So
was
she
14.
had an abortion.
She was 14 and I was 17. We were just too young to have a child.
Yeah.
I was going into the army. I wanted to get my life straight. I ended up marrying her. We have 3 children. I have 4 grandchildren. I have 1 on the way. I mean, I got divorced and me and my ex-wife are like best friends.
14 and 17.
Yeah, I was just too young. Too young. Too
I
young.
don't like
But
that.
now, listen to me. That has nothing to do with it. My point with that is, okay, that's a situation where I felt I was too young. She felt she was too young.
John,
we
do you
were
think
stupid.
That's, do you think that's
We were
acceptable?
stupid. We didn't play it safe.
Do
Huh?
you think that's an acceptable age gap?
No. I'm not talking about the age gap. It's kind of young. A 14-year-old girl is kind of young to have a child. Yes,
Kinda
they have them
young?
even younger than that. They have them even younger than that, Dean.
From rape, John.
Okay, whatever. What? Oh, you don't think there's 12-year-olds out there having sex right now?
I think there's
Have you
12-year-olds
seen
out there
some of
having
the 12-year-olds today? Come on,
think
Dean.
I
man.
think there's
Holy
12-year-olds
fuck,
out
John.
there having unconsensual sex.
Right, absolutely. They do. I have teenagers. Believe me, I had teenagers. I
Right,
know.
but like it's unconsensual, right? Like even if it's like two,
Unconsensual
like
or
let me.
just not old enough to really understand.
Well, it's unconsensual because they're not old enough to understand, John.
Right, so I made a mistake when I was 17 and she was 14, right?
Yeah,
so we
thank you so
did the
much for
right
the
thing, I
galaxy.
think.
Can we acknowledge
we
that
did.
minors shouldn't have sex, John?
Yeah, but today, forget it. With all the shit on the phones, sorry about that. For everything on the phones today, you can't. There's no way. Think about that.
I think what I'm saying here is that it's
Movies, video
unacceptable for like 17-year-olds to have sex with 14-year-olds.
Dude, we didn't have the stuff that they have today when I was a kid. We didn't even think of sex when I was a little 12-year-old.
listen. What I'm
Today,
saying is
they're
that it's
talking about
unacceptable.
blowjobs on buses.
What I'm saying is that it's unacceptable for like 17.
It is unacceptable. I agree with you. My point is, what is acceptable on the amount of abortions
in
with
retrospect,
you?
so like
How
in
many
retrospect,
times does one woman have to make a mistake?
so
How
like
many
in
times?
so I just to clarify,
Yep.
in retrospect, like would you not have done that because she was 14, John?
In retrospect,
Yeah.
I mean, no, because I actually was working. I had a decent job, you know.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have done that because
I
she was
could have
14.
covered. I eventually became a father 2 years later to my son. So with the same woman, we had 3 children together. Like I said, we have 4 grandchildren. 1 on the way. We lost 1 during COVID.
Are you guys,
Remember,
you
I
guys
told
still
you
married?
that. No, we're divorced.
What did you?
I'm
How old?
divorced.
How old were you guys when you got divorced?
Right before my heart attack, Dean. 2018.
Oh, John.
I got a question for John. Hey,
Go
John.
ahead. I don't know your name. What's your name?
Just call me Big Poppy.
Big Poppy. I like that.
yeah.
Okay, listen though.
So-
it's only because I'm kind of blind. I can't read these white letters and stuff.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's not what they call you, John. It's what you answer to, John. Let's say there's a 25-year-old dude, a man, if we may, and this man, 1 month on 1 weekend, he goes out and to the club and he knocks this woman up.
It's absolutely just as much his fault. It's 50-50.
But then instead of him waiting like a month, he goes out to the club again another night and knocks another one. And then like the next night he goes out and knocks up another one. Hey, John,
player.
Yeah, John, what's the limit? When do we like put a chastity belt on him or something? Like when do we say like that's enough?
Put a chast? No. You see, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying to you. It's 50-50 when you knock somebody up. When you get a woman pregnant, it's
John,
50-50. I'm not blaming just
John,
the woman.
John, if it was 50-50, then in your original scenario, why did you only mention the woman? You never spoke about a man. You just had a promiscuous woman by your standards going out and getting pregnant.
No, that was just an example I threw out there. That was just an example. It was an example to my question.
But
how many times you think a woman can make the same mistake and just keep going? Now,
John,
let's get into this. Who pays for the Planned Parenthood abortion?
John.
Who pays for it, Dean? Who pays for it, Dean? Who pays for it? The taxpayer or them?
I'm gonna hop in here, John. John, I'm gonna move on. All right, John.
You're gonna move on to what? What do you want to move on to?
To the next guest. I'm gonna. Kick
Oh,
you, John.
really? Because I got too much knowledge for you. I'm too knowledgeable for you.
No, John.
That age thing, I could see how it hit you, and I see it. It's been like, yeah, I get it.
Oh, we're gonna move on to the next guest, folks. Only hop inside of that queue of your MAGA. Welcome in, D Sport Trump. This person had a radio. It sounded like a cop. We're gonna go to get the next guest, Mo Queen, loaded up into the box. By the way, I have a couple people to thank here real quick on Venmo and PayPal. On Venmo, thank you so much, Acacia. That is AK. AK, thank you so much for the $25 donation. I appreciate you so much, AK. AK with the $25 says, I'm proof that birth control doesn't work sometimes. My daughter's a product of the depot shot. My other daughter is a product of the pill, and I never missed it. Why? Because I didn't want to be pregnant. Fuck this guy. Please continue to be a voice for us women, Dean. You can speak for me at any time. I appreciate you for the $25, AK. And I would actually imagine that you are a great mom. I appreciate you so much for the $25. Huge shout out to AK down below in that chat. Thank you so very much for the love and support. And then Cassandra, thank you so much for the $2. Mario with the $21. I appreciate that, Mario. Thank you so much. Mario with the 21 says, I wanted to ask what your take on separating art from the artist is, provided that the art is something culturally significant enough that people truly enjoy it while not even thinking about the person that made it, i.e. J.K. Rowling, H.P. Lovecraft, or George Orwell with 1984. Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I just think that we're going to hold like a particular...
Oh my God, Dan, you invited me. I was dreaming for you. You were my son age.
I'm gonna go
I
ahead and
was
assume that you're not a Trump
respected
supporter.
you all the time, and every life I've been watching. You invited me, and now I'm crying.
Oh, Mo! Hey, don't cry. Hey, listen. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mo.
Oh my God, I'm so excited, and I'm crying now.
Mo, you sound like a very lovely person. Tonight we're just looking for some debates with some Trump
Oh
supporters.
no! This was my dream come true. Oh my God.
Mo, hey, Mo. Listen, I'm gonna,
Oh no!
I'm gonna, I'm gonna,
crying, really.
I'm gonna.
Obviously, I'm crying.
Oh, Mo,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna drop you a follow. I'm gonna drop you a
I
follow. You
was
sound great.
trying for
You have a
so
great rest of
many
your day,
lives,
Mo.
but
All the love in the world to you, Mo. You have a great
my
you have a
God,
great
I love
rest of
you
your
so.
day. Yeah, you have a great rest of your day. Oh, she was kind. Huge shout out to Mo. Oh, that put a smile on my face. Show some love to Mo down below. So Daddy, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you finished. I just had a couple quick thank yous when you were done.
Okay. Yeah, no, shout out to Mo. Shout out to Mo. She sounded really kind. Anyways, Mara, that's a really good question. I think that there's a threshold where like an artist could do something so sufficiently bad that we shouldn't separate the art from the artwork. Or that we should. You know, like a good example of this would be David. Like even if like you enjoy David's songs, I don't think you should listen to him. And I think that application of like that threshold in which we do separate the art from the artist, especially to things that are very culturally significant, like Harry Potter or Lovecraft or 1984, it's very like arbitrary. And it's definitely like a gray area. It's a gray area for sure. Thank you for the $21. Wendy, thank you so much for the $1. I appreciate you. Abby, thank you for the $15. She says, we're abortion, Maxine. So true, Abby. Thank you for the $15. And then John, thank you so much for the $25 donation, who says, hey, Dean, I'm always amazed at your depth of knowledge and how you put MAGA to shame. You are absolutely the best. You are the best. I really hope that you're enjoying today's stream, and thank you so much for the incredibly kind $25 donation. Show some love to John. Same thing to you, Fassi. Thank you for the $10. And Brandon, thank you for the $20, who says, I have an interview for a full-time position at my local community college tomorrow. Can you wish me luck? I wish you the very best of luck, Brandon. You're going to kill it. I already know. Same thing to you, October. Thank you for the $20. Who says, I'd love for you to ask, quote unquote, if Republicans were in charge for the next 20 years, how would life be different / better than it is now? Oh, that's a really good question. I really should ask that one. Great idea, October. Thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. And then Jeff, thank you for the $10 to support the grift. Let's fucking go. On PayPal, thank you, Shina, for the $10. Who says, please don't give John another heart attack. Real. Dominica, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Fassi, thank you for the $5. China, thank you so much for another $20. Who says, should have asked that guy, when does Trump send his supporters gifts? Oh yeah, Lincoln, who came up here saying that I have an obligation to send people money for their birthdays. I should have. Thank you for the $25, China. That is CHYNA. Let's get 200 China W's. As well as Emma, thank you for the 3. We are all caught up, folks. If you want to support me or the stream, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message over on the other place, and Dean Withers without the Ian Withers. Great way to ask a question or to get a message across. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. It's what allows us to continue to do this on a daily basis. Take it away, Santana. And when we get that next guest in here, I'm probably going to take an opportunity to go use the restroom, but we'll get that next Trump supporter up in here first.
I got you, and make it really quick. Amanda, thank you so much to the 10. I'm happy to be seen. Michelle, thank you for the 3. I appreciate it, and I hope that quick abortion went well. Allison, thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. And Amy, thank you so much for the 10. Yeah, it was a tough morning, but you know, we're still back at it. Thank you all for the love and support.
All right, we're gonna get the next guest loaded up in here. Welcome, and she is me. Do you support Trump?
I don't.
Base, to date, we are just looking for Trump supporters, but you take care. Listen, bro, I just saw somebody in the chat say that they don't think Harry Potter is culturally significant. Listen, bro, just because you don't like something or you're not super familiar with something doesn't mean that it's not culturally significant. I think that like we tend to like build our outlooks on the worlds around our own experiences, and it's like if we don't know like some like famous comedian or something, then we just like really don't think that they're too significant. But maybe like everybody else around you does, right? Like I gotta say, folks, that Harry Potter is definitely culturally significant. Definitely culturally significant. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't support Trump at all.
All right. Well, you take care. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. On the opposite side of that queue of your MAGA, please make sure that you're abiding by the rules, please, and thank you. We got Audie loading up into the box. Only hop inside of that queue, please, and thank you. If you are MAGA, make sure that you're following our rules. Make sure that you're following our rules, everybody. We're still looking for that next guest. Make sure that you're only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We got Kira loading up into the box. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay, they're not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everybody, do be patient while we get DD loading up into the live. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay. All right, DD's not here either. I don't know why we got a bunch of like bots in the queue, folks. Please follow the rules. I'm begging you guys to please follow the rules. Like, she is me. I see that she's back inside of the queue, even though we know she's not a Trump supporter. Bro, what are you doing, dude? Let's go to get the next guest connected right now. We got Evan loading up. Hello, do you support Trump?
Oh, my bad. I did not mean to join.
No worries. Guys, I don't know how we can't have any Trump supporters in here. Like, we have so many people watching the live right now. 14.4 thousand. Like, why can't we find a singular Trump supporter to come up here and have a debate?
I think I got one, Dean, in case this person doesn't load.
Yeah, feel free to load people up from the queue, Santana. Feel absolutely free. Yeah, it doesn't look like Miguel's joining. We got Deck loading in. We got Katie loading in. We got a bunch of people loading in here, folks. We're trying to find anybody and everybody. They're all too scared, man. Yeah, we got 3 people. Let's see if any of these 3 people are Trump supporters. Deck is already left. Oh, no, never mind. He's back. Kimms, do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay. What about you, Deck? Deck's not here. What about you, Ryder?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. We'll do a little bit of a 2v2. That's fine. Ryder, how old are you?
Why does he keep taking
19.
screenshots?
I don't know. When people take screenshots and 10, I just tend to
no.
ignore it because I don't want to embarrass them.
I just took the screenshot because I was like, I'm talking to freaking Dean. This is crazy. I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity right now. I'm not. I can't believe I'm in this right now. But
All right,
anyways,
you got it. I won't give you a hard time.
Kim, are you above the age of 18?
Oh, yes. I'm in my 50s.
You sound familiar. Have I spoken with you before?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Kim and Ryder, why do y'all support Trump?
Well, I'm leaning away from it, just of recent actions. I can't say that I am pleased with some of the things that is currently going on. I'm starting to pull away. I don't want to say that I'm leaning more left to Democrat. I'm just stating that I'm a little disappointed in the administration with how things are being run, how things are going with the war, with the illegal immigration, how that's being handled. It's kind of, understand that laws and things like that need to be followed, but it's a little disappointing in how the
Chat, don't do this to me.
are being done and handled.
Okay, so like, what are the reasons that you'd still say that you support Trump? Ryder's
Also,
not
we
a
should
Trump
probably
supporter.
kick Ryder.
Yeah, he's not a Trump supporter.
Yep.
I would just say because I've just been more Republic leaning most of my life.
Okay, so like, what are the Republican values that Trump holds to be the case that makes you still lean towards him?
Well, in the words of Dean, we can never say them.
What?
I don't know. I think a lot of it is just, to be quite honest with you, Dean, it just raised that way. It's instilled in me because I am, in my 50s. And that's why I feel like I'm always open to hearing other sides, other values, other, can lean, be persuaded different ways. And I'm learning day by day. And I sit and listen to you all the time. And I jumped in.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like if we're gonna have a conversation, we're gonna have to speak a little bit more specifically than vaguely. I feel like you're being like pretty vague with your support. Honestly, if I had to like take a guess, Like you said, you grew up with conservative values, and maybe you've begun to start to realize that the Trump administration is failing this country. You see the fact that gas has increased the most it has since NAM. You see the fact that our economy is failing, jobs reports are shitty, investment into manufacturing is crippled, and GDP growth is going down. You see that he's breaking his promises, starting new wars in the Middle East, spending $1 billion a day, bending the knee to Israel, not helping Russia's invasion of Ukraine when he said he could end that on day one. Prices are still going up. And the mass deportation only seems to be hurting us, but you still support him because he's a Republican, and you've been kind of taught all your life to support Republicans. So what I will say here is, if you want to have a conversation about specific conservative values, that sounds good. If not, I might just move on though. And what I mean by specific conservative values is maybe one of the reasons why you support the GOP is because you think that abortion should be illegal. Maybe you don't endorse the LGBTQ plus community. Maybe you think that men are better at leading than women. Yeah, just about a billion other things. So I mean, if you want to name a specific value that we could discuss, feel free. I'll see if we could have a conversation about it. If not, I might just move on.
Okay. Well, you pretty much summed it all up in what you just stated there, and thank you for the time, and I'll continue listening to your show.
Yeah, Kim, I appreciate you for being here. And listen, you were like the person that I'm trying to outreach to, definitely. Kind of raised and socialized in one way all their life, and for that reason tends to support these political movements, these people in politics. And the point of my show is just kind of, reach out to people like you and demonstrate that, well, when we really explore the nuance and the nitty gritty of it, it seems to be the case that they're not people we should support. But you have a good rest of your day, Kim. I'm not going to shit on you at all. You are legit the kind of person that I'm trying to outreach to with these lives. So, I appreciate you. The exact type of person that I'm trying to reach out to. Adeline, do you support Trump?
No, and I hope he dies in a pit of fire. Bye.
What? Multiple pro-Trump reposts and everything.
What, you look through their account and everything?
Yeah, that's the person I was gonna bring up because
crazy.
That's wild.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. Ivy, welcome back. Remember when you ran?
Yeah, I was busy. Sorry.
Okay, well, I just remember you running, Ivy. You were scared. You're terrified of me.
Where were we at? I don't remember.
We were at it, you running away from me because you're scared and terrified, literally shivering.
No, I'm not.
Jay Clark, thank you for the galaxy. Yes, you're literally shivering. I could hear the nervousness in your vocal cords as you speak. You're quimbling,
Nope.
Ivy. Yes. Your knees are weak. Your arms are spaghetti.
Just vomit on your sweater already. Mom spaghetti. You're nervous.
But on the surface...
You're trying to look calm but steady.
Oh, shit. I thought it was... But on the surface, you look something. I used to be able to...
On the surface, I look calm and steady. Yeah, I tried to...
Knees are weak. Arms are heavy. Vomit on your sweater already. Mom spaghetti, you're nervous. But on the surface, you look calm and ready to drop bombs. But they don't know what I'm... Oh, lost it. Okay,
Ivy.
Ivy.
On forgetting what you wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud.
They open his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking. How? Everybody knows it now. Look at that. Spin some bars. All right, Ivy.
Time's up. Speak now.
Take it away, Ivy. Tell us why you support Trump.
I think Trump is a patriot. I also think Trump does good things for the country. I like his legislation. I like how he protects women and children by not letting biological men go in women's bathrooms or compete in women's sports.
Do that. So you have done.
I like that he supports the Second Amendment.
Backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Is Trump a quote-unquote biological man?
Yeah, but did you play the whole clip?
Yeah.
That wasn't the whole thing, was it?
Oh, you want to listen? Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll let you listen to some more. We're going to go ahead and play the full context to that while I go and use the restroom. Santana, feel free to take it away in the meantime. Here's a full clip.
I'm Judge. You own this pageant. You go over. You're meeting the girls and stuff. One of them comes up to you and says, "Mr. Trump, you're a very sexy man.
You're a beautiful man. You have fantastic hair.
Well, you're a powerful man, right? Right? You're a powerful man.
Right.
I want to sleep with you." Now, you're not the type that would say no.
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Right. No, but I mean, you see a beautiful woman, you want to have that. You're a guy who likes to have everything, right?
Well, couldn't that be construed, however, as
Conflict?
Yes.
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything
doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Okay, so I
Perfect.
think you guys are kind of twisting the context a little bit. So in the beginning,
How
he
so?
says basically that the women are throwing themselves at him, and let's keep in mind that Howard Stern clip is referencing the adult pageant. So if the women come up to him and throw themselves at him and say that he wants to sleep with him,
Wait. When, Ivy, when did they say that it was referencing the adult pageant? They never specifically said that. Not even in real time on that episode.
yeah, but it was referencing the adult pageant. That's been
How do you know that? It never says that. There was no explicit mention of the adult pageant, and also Trump owned multiple pageants.
Yeah,
So
but
what's the
when
argument?
did that?
So
He's
wait, the
saying
argument is
when did that conversation happen?
Check this
Was
out.
he
I don't
on
even
his
just
way to
listen.
the
I'll
adult
just
pageant,
accept
or
that
what?
I'll just accept that it only happened at adult pageants, even though that's false because we had 14, some as young as 15, testify to the fact that this happened to them at Miss Teen USA. But assuming that they're lying, and it only happened to the adults, it doesn't change anything because it's still sexual exploitation. It is still Trump abusing his position of power to barge into the dressing rooms to look at the naked bodies of these women without their consent while they're in the position of vulnerability due to their expectation of privacy away from men. Now, you said, oh, well, what if they just throw themselves at him? He never said that in the clip. He said he'd walk into the dressing room, he'd see them, they were naked, and then he went around and talked to Howard Stern about it on his radio show.
He said that the women would come up to him.
No, that's what Howard Stern proposed.
Howard Stern
That's what Howard Stern proposed. So he said. So Howard Stern said to Donald Trump, like, what would you do if a woman wanted just to throw herself at you and have sex with you? Like, would you do it? He basically said yes. And then Howard Stern started to ask for a specific example of what he would do. So he said, I'll tell you what I'll do. Okay. And then he went on to talk about how he'd barge into the dressing rooms of these naked women and look at their bodies.
Well, first off, you're saying dressing room. That's incorrect. He says he went backstage because he's the owner of the pageant, therefore he can do that, and he's inspecting it.
Oh, wait, really? So I just want to clarify. If it was just a general backstage area, then why were, quote unquote, no men anywhere? And why did he have to not just abuse his position of power as the owner, but also lie about doing a fake inspection in order to get back into that place?
So in the context of the beginning of it, if you say that the women throw themselves at him, so...
That wasn't Donald Trump saying that the women throw themselves at them. That was Howard Stern. Listen, I'm going to clarify here. That was essentially just Howard Stern asking Donald Trump if he'd ever done anything sexual to beauty pageant contestants. And then Donald Trump said, well, I'll tell you what I do is I sexually exploit them by barging into their dressing rooms to look at them while they're naked. So stop obfuscating and confusing those two things. Now answer my question. If it was just a general backstage area, then why were, quote unquote, no men anywhere? And why did Donald Trump not just have to abuse the fact that he was the owner, but go into the space under the guise of a fake inspection? Clearly, if it was just a general backstage area, he wouldn't have to abuse his position of power as the owner, and he wouldn't have to claim he was doing a fake inspection. And we would naturally expect men to be places backstage because men work on the support staff for production, assistance for the women, so on and so forth, not just to mention general stage and show maintenance and employees. As well as at the end of the clip, he says, so I'd get away with doing this thing. Well, to get away with something means to break a rule and face no consequences. What rule was he breaking if it was just a general backstage area? So he wouldn't be breaking a rule, so he'd be, quote unquote, getting away with nothing. Not to mention that he said inside of the space there was a bunch of women that were like changing and naked. So as far as I'm concerned, an area where men aren't allowed, that he has to abuse his position of power as the owner to get into, that he's breaking a rule by entering, where there's a bunch of naked women that are changing, is what? A dressing room. Not to mention that every single woman from Miss USA that recounted this happening to them said it happened in the dressing rooms, including the women that defended him. Like Veronica Hughes was a woman that competed at Miss USA in 1997, and she said, yeah, he would barge into the dressing rooms like he said. He'd just give us a heads up first so we'd get dressed. So we know it wasn't a general backstage
They gave him
area.
a heads up so they could get dressed, so they knew he was coming back.
Yeah, I'd assume that they did that in some
How do you
scenarios.
know for sure that they were naked?
Well, because he said so. Obviously, the scenarios that Donald Trump is referring to in that clip are the cases where he wouldn't give them the heads up first because he said when he'd walk in, they'd have no clothes on.
Yeah, but the video don't say that.
It does. It's exactly at 2 minutes. I have to replay it so often. Check this out.
Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes.
There you go.
I don't understand why this is the hill you want to die on, honestly. Like, I don't understand why is it so important for you to actually run coverage for a sexual abuser. Like, why is this the thing that you are unwilling to yield on?
I just don't think he's the actual sexual abuser that you guys are painting the picture for him to be.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he literally admitted it.
You guys twist all the context of it.
What's the context?
Like in the beginning of the video where it's talking about that the women would throw themselves at him.
That was Howard Stern
didn't
asking
say that.
Donald Trump about the sexual things that he do with the beauty pageant contestants. And then Donald Trump said, well, what I do is I sexually exploit them by barging into their dressing rooms. And no point in the description of the thing that Trump said he did he say the women would throw themselves at him.
Also, Ivy, can you repeat what Dean just said? Can you repeat that Donald Trump didn't say that the women threw themselves at him? That was Howard Stern propositioning that. Can you repeat that?
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so don't say that again, because you keep saying that, and Dean has corrected that multiple times. Don't factory reset to saying that. That's not true.
Yeah, I got a couple of people to thank here real quick. Key, thank you so much for the $30 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, Key. Let's get 300 W's in the chat for Key. I really appreciate you so much for that love, Key. Key with the $30 says, what is he supposed to be inspecting? Yeah, they're naked fucking bodies, right? I appreciate you for the $30. That is a very kind dono. Show some love to Key in that chat. Same thing to Connor over on Venmo, who drops 10 and says, what's up, Dean? Been listening to you for years now at this point. Love your content. My wife and I are moving from VA to Arizona right now, and your lives are helping us pass the time amazingly. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you so much. You were awesome, Connor. Good luck on that move. That is a big move. I wish the very best of luck to you guys. Samantha, thank you for the $10 as well, who says, I'm proud of everything that you do. Thank you so much, Samantha. Danielle, thank you so much for the $50 donation. Yo, that's fucking wild, Danielle. Holy, thank you for the $50. I want to see you 500 Danielle W's. That is a shit ton of money. I'm so very grateful for you. Thank you for your generosity. Danielle with the 50 says, thank you for everything that you do. I love watching your lives. Well, I hope that you're enjoying the live today. It's been a little bit, odd. We've had some crazies up, but I appreciate you for the $50, Danielle. And then same thing to you, E. Thank you so much, E, for the $30 donation, who says, as a 19-year-old first-generation daughter of immigrants, nurse living in Oklahoma, yikes. Thank you for all that you do. Well, thank you so much for the incredibly kind donation. And I hope that you're living a fair life in Oklahoma. I know some of the people down there are so very radical. And then same thing to you, Caroline. Thank you so much for the $25. I appreciate you so much for that love, Caroline. Because of the nature of your message, I'm going to keep that to myself, but just know that I really appreciate you, Caroline. Show some love to Caroline in that chat for the $30. Same thing to Amanda. I appreciate you for the $5. And then Jill, I appreciate you for the $5 as well. Show some love to all the donors on PayPal. Thank you, Anna, for the $15, who says, remember, he ran because he wouldn't condemn Trump for celebrating Mueller's death after calling out the left for mocking Charlie Kirk. Anna, thank you for reminding me. I was trying to remember what I got him on because I remember I got him. I just didn't remember what I got him on. So thank you for reminding me. I'm going to make sure I bring that up here in a moment. Thank you for the $15. Same thing to you, Morgan. Thank you for the $15 as well. He says, stay safe and thank you for protecting the rights of women. Well, I appreciate you for the $15 and I hope that you're enjoying today's stream. I know I've said that to a couple people, but I just really appreciate y'all for the love and hope that you're having a good time tuning in. Thank you for the $15, Morgan. And then Toby, that is Toby. Thank you for the $24, who says, not sure what it's like over there, but in the UK, JKR is actively funding anti-trans groups and has stated her profits from HP is going directly towards this. In my opinion, you can't separate the art from the artist if the artist uses your support to fund their terrible actions. That is true. Really good. Really good message there, Toby. I appreciate you for the $25. And then same thing to Amelia. Thank you for the $3. And with that, we're all caught up. If you guys do want to support me or the stream, you can find the Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio on TikTok, pin message on the other place, and right there, Dean Withers without the E. Real quick, Ivy, can you just please thank all the people that just donated to the stream, please?
No, thanks.
Why?
Come on, be useful. You haven't been useful at all.
So just say thank you. Eric, thank you for the galaxy. Say thank you, Eric.
No.
Why?
I don't want to.
Why?
Cause
why?
I don't want to thank the donors. That's just
Wow, you're so ungrateful.
Well, how about this? Morgan, thank you for the 15, and Wendy, thank you for the 1. Can you at least say thank you to Morgan and Wendy for me?
Bro, be useful is crazy. That's
No.
That's so funny. All right, bro. All right, do you concede that Donald Trump took advantage of these women?
No, because you guys keep saying that he goes in the change rooms. And that's not what the context of the clip said. It said he goes backstage because he's the owner of the pageant. Therefore,
I've
he's
already
inspecting
disputed
it.
this. I've already disputed this. I disputed that by mentioning the fact that he said that there's no men around, that he had not just to abuse his position and power as the owner, but
Well,
had to enter into the guise of a
obviously, we're
fake
not going to
inspection.
agree that
Said that he could have got away with it.
on that. So
Why not? Isaac, thank you for the galaxy. Like, legitimately, if it was just a general
you guys-
backstage area, why were there no men around?
you guys are just trying to paint to be such the worst
If it was just
guy.
a general backstage
And-
area, why were no other men around? Well, we're just not going to agree on this thing that you can't explain under your hypothesis because it proves your hypothesis false and you just don't want to admit it. Get fucked.
Hey, Ivy, one more follow-up question. Do you think that if you admit that Donald Trump sexually exploited women, that you, by proxy, somehow admit that you sexually exploited women?
No.
Okay, so if Donald Trump is openly admitting to exploiting women, he's saying those words, and women are saying that Donald Trump has exploited women, then why is it so hard for you to say that Donald Trump exploited women when everyone else, including Donald Trump, has said that he has exploited women?
Well, I think you guys are just like twisting that.
No one's twisting anything.
let's
I'm saying if Donald Trump said he did, if women said he did, why are you fighting it?
Well, let's use the Eugene Carroll as an example. And then how many contestants came
my
forward
God.
on that
What a
and said
pivot. Like 12?
and said that it didn't happen or that said it wasn't weird?
Oh, like 12 came forward and said it did happen. One came forward and said that it happened in the dressing room, still refuting you, but said that he gave them a heads up first. So every single woman that's spoken out about it occurring to them said that it happened in the dressing rooms.
So how many was that? I didn't hear you.
Like 13.
13. Now, is that... I heard like 51 contestants, and then only 15 came forward.
You heard. Did you look it up, or did you just hear it?
Yeah. No, I looked it up. I seen something
guy's
about
an
where
idiot.
like
Hey, Bob, do you support Trump?
51 contestants came forward.
Iffy.
Only 15 replied.
Yeah, only 15
and
wanted
11
to
of them
publicly...
said that 11 of them said it wasn't, or that it didn't happen and it wasn't weird, and like 2 of them said
Wait. If it didn't happen, then
that he
what
just
was
came
quote unquote
back
not
and,
weird? Wait, if 11 of them said it
came
never
back and
happened,
wished him luck.
if 11 of them said that it didn't happen, then what were they calling not weird?
Mm-hmm.
Or I think they just said it didn't happen.
Okay, so you just made that up on the go. So I shouldn't trust you because we've already proven you to be an unreliable narrator in less than 5 seconds.
And he's not useful.
Right, and he didn't respond to the question earlier that debunked his hypothesis, because if it was just a general backstage area, then why were men not allowed inside of it?
And for some reason, he is riding super hard for protecting sexual assault and sexual exploitation. I think that he thinks we're talking about him.
Yeah, and he's a fucking hypocrite, because last time he came up, he was condemning liberals for laughing about Charlie Kirk's assassination, but then when I asked him to condemn Donald Trump for saying it was a good thing Rob Mueller got it, he couldn't, and he ran away.
And for some reason, he doesn't know the difference between backstage and private areas. For some reason, he thinks that a private area backstage is just the same as far as just like being back there.
Well, it's obviously clear you guys just twist the context of what that clip says.
Yeah, it's obviously, dude,
When he
I've
goes
already
backstage.
proved you wrong on that. Answer the following question. If it was a general backstage area, then why, quote unquote, were no men anywhere? This is the
Obviously you're
fourth
gonna beat
time.
me on that. Let's just.
This is the fourth time that you've been gagged with that question, and now the fourth time that you've just ignored it and then wanted to repeat yourself.
I don't think he's the rapist and fucking.
I'm
sexual
done with you,
assaulter.
Ivy. I'm done with you. Alan, thank you for the $10 on Super Chat, who says, I've been in entertainment for LA for over 10 years. Dressing rooms are part of the backstage area. It's never okay for anybody, regardless of status, it is allowed to enter into a dressing room unannounced. Yep, absolutely. And Wendy, thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat. Wendy, it's good to see you today. Thank you so much for the love. You are awesome as always. Please show some love to Wendy down below in the chat for the $50. I'm very grateful for you, Wendy. I'm very grateful for you, Wendy. Show some love to Wendy down below, folks. Thank you so much. You are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so much, Wendy.
Man, I'm gonna eat your poop.
Same thing to you, Tracy. Thank you for the $20. Tracy didn't attach a message to that dono, just sent it right on through. I appreciate you, Wendy and Tracy. I'd really appreciate it if we could get 500 Wendy W's and 200 Tracy W's.
Really quick, Janice, thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, I got it. Hey bro, I gotta take off. The wife and I are getting ready to head out, but I appreciate you letting me hang out for a while.
I appreciate you for coming up, Santana. You have a good one, okay? All right, you take care. You take care. And then one last one over here in Super Chat. Thank you, Sandra, for the $25, who says, Dean, your debates are always on point. Keep up the good work. Listen, Sandra, I try to keep them on point. I feel like I get better at this whole debate thing by the day, and I feel like that continues to show in the debates that we have. Thank you for your incredibly kind words, and I appreciate you for the $25. Let's get 250 Sandra W. Seriously, that is a shit ton of money. I'm so very grateful for you. On PayPal, thank you so very much. Let's see here. H, thank you for the $50 dono, H. Holy shit, thank you, man. H with the $50 says, I love you, bro. I love you too, H. You guys are being so kind today. Thank you so much for the $50. That is very meaningful, and I'm so very grateful for you. Thank you so much for the support, H. 500 HWs, and then SJ. Thank you for the $20 as well. And sounds good. I got you, SJ. I'll do that before I go live next time. Thank you for the $20. I appreciate you so much. And then Mario, I appreciate you for another $21 donation on Venmo. Thank you, Mario. I appreciate you so much for that love, Mario. Please do show some love to Mario down below. Then Caitlin, thank you for the $20, who says first-time donor, long-time watcher. Thank you for always speaking up for women. I look forward to watching your streams after work. Well, I'm happy that I'm able to help give you some entertainment after work. That sounds like a pretty fun thing. I appreciate you for the $20, Caitlin. I appreciate you for the love. And then Andrew, I appreciate you for the $10. Thank you so much, Andrew. Alexandria, I thank you for the $5. And Emily, I thank you for the $5 as well. Jay, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean. I do not, but I am just wondering why people on the left like to stand on moral high ground, yet claim that abortion is okay.
Well, because abortion is okay.
I disagree, and I'd like to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, sure.
If
Fuck
you
it.
are.
Why not?
If
No,
you-
yeah,
I was
sure.
gonna say,
Why
if
not?
you're
Why
willing
not?
to. I know
Let's
the
start.
stream is
Yeah,
yeah.
Let's start with some easy questions. Do you think that abortion should be banned in rape cases?
So I have a bit of a different sort of view than you might traditionally hear, especially when it comes to rape of young children, and incest particularly. So I believe that, especially when it's a young child, and I think the case can be made for many rape victims as well. Murder, by my definition, murder is the unjustified taking of another human life. When it comes to rape and young children, I think that a case could be made for self-defense in those instances. But so yes,
Like basically, if like the pregnancy could kill
rapes.
them.
Yeah.
So do you hold an exception for victims of rape when we know the pregnancy won't kill them?
I do not. And it's something that I've personally struggled with because I am a victim of SA, and I actually had a miscarriage from it back in 2021. So, and as a pro-life, very, very much a pro-life person, that really, I struggled with that. So that's a topic that I've definitely
let's see if I could change
got
your
a lot
mind.
of mixed feelings on.
Let's see if I could change your mind. Okay, here's my thing. I think that clearly, rape victims should be able to access abortion because they have no moral obligation to tend for the needs of the fetus, okay? They should be able to revoke access from their bodily resources, revoke access to domicile in their uterus, and kick that fetus to the curb, even if it causes a fetus to die, because there's no moral obligation for them to do otherwise. Now, I think that this view is totally compatible with a pro-life worldview too. You could assume that the fetus is just as valuable as yourself. You could assume that the fetus has the same right to life as me. Still yet, that victim of rape has no moral obligation in the slightest to tend for their needs to keep them alive. And I could prove this through a hypothetical. We talked about this hypothetical yesterday because we talked about this debate subject yesterday, but we're going to talk about it again now.
I heard.
If you live...
I listen to your lives every day. So.
Okay, so then you maybe heard this yesterday. Let's get your thoughts. Yeah. If you worked a job, made just enough money to buy food for yourself, you lived at a home, and you leave your front door unlocked, and you come to learn that for the next 9 months, somebody's going to break into your house in the middle of the night through your front door, which is unlocked, and they're going to take half the food from your pantry. Why? Because they need to eat it to live. But the effects of this on you will be for the next 9 months, you're going to be experiencing physical starvation. Even if you don't die, it's going to be very physically painful and very mentally painful. And there's around a 3 to 5% chance that you will die from starvation at the end of the 9 months. And you know that they're going to come into your house every single night and steal your food for the next 9 months. Now, the way that you could stop them from stealing your food, the way that you could ensure you won't experience any physical or mental pain and trauma, is by simply locking your front door at night. But if you do lock your front door at night and prevent this person from gaining access to your resources, well, then guess what? This person is going to die from starvation as a result. Do you think that it should be illegal for you to lock your front door at night and deny access to your resources on behalf of this unconsenting third party? Or do you think that you should have a legal obligation to leave that front door unlocked to allow them to continue to steal from you? Because if you were to do otherwise, they'd die.
So I personally don't believe that hypothetical is, what's the word I'm looking for? Relevant? Is that the right word? Main reason being, you deciding to leave your front door unlocked isn't an active action that takes the life of another human. It's still their choice whether to go to, somewhere else that could provide food or resources or another place. But no, I don't believe that that's irrelevant hypothetical personally, because I see.
Okay, you made 2 points. I'll respond to the second one first. You said maybe that they could go somewhere else for food. So in this hypothetical, we're assuming that the only place that they could go for food is your house. All right? Maybe you live in a cabin alone in the middle of the woods. They were hiking with a couple buddies. They brought a car out because they were like 20 miles off map, and then everybody else left with a car. Now they're stranded, not by their own choice, and they're reliant on your food to live. Okay, right? So they couldn't just go anywhere else for food. So to your first point, that, well, in the hypothetical, you do think that you should be able to unlock your front door at night, even if that results in their death because they no longer have food, because that's not the active action of killing them. That just happens to be an action that you're engaging in that leads to their death consequentially, because now they're going to starve to death. Well, you just justified the abortion pill, because all the abortion pill does is it cuts off the supply of progesterone through the umbilical cord from the resources of the woman to the fetus, starving the fetus to death. It's no different than locking the door in the hypothetical. So in other words, you actually have no issue with the abortion pill, right?
No, because like I said, you're still, in that hypothetical, you're still not actively taking an action. Like, you're not.
Well, the only action that you're taking is the action of locking the door. Which then denies access to the resources. And the abortion pill metaphorically locks the door by preventing progesterone to be supplied to the fetus through the umbilical cord. The activity right here is very equivalent between the consummation of the abortion pill and then the locking of the front door in the middle of the night.
I disagree with your conclusion there.
Well, what's the relevant difference?
The relevant difference, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to word this, because I think. Sorry, 1 second. I've got something in my throat.
All right, sounds good.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
you're good. No, I'm not even laughing at you. I'm laughing at a couple of the people in the chat who say that this is a bad analogy. This is an impenetrable analogy. And a bunch of people like to say that it's bad the first time that they hear it because you've never heard it before. You're not familiar with it on the surface level. It's like, what the fuck am I doing comparing locking a door to getting an abortion? But then when we kind of like go through the dialogue of like, well, what could the relevant differences be? We see that it's actually a great analogy. A conversation that I had with an abortion abolitionist named Heather yesterday proved this. Hazel, sorry. Hazel came up. I gave her the analogy. She said that it's a very bad analogy and that it makes no sense. And then she asked me about 3 billion clarifying questions to point out the relevant difference between the analogy and an abortion. And then by the end of it, she ended up admitting that the analogy was impenetrable. And she recognized that from her position, she actually has to now hold a rape exception, right? So... It's fine if you don't understand the analogy, but it's not the fact that it's not true that it's a bad analogy. It's just simply the case that you don't understand the analogy.
I gotcha. I still think that it would be okay to lock the door. Another part of the reason, obviously, rape is an exception in my answer, but in the vast majority of abortion cases, it was still a choice that the person made that created the life. You didn't put the person, me inside my house. Right, but me inside my house didn't make the choice to put that person on the outside with no food.
Yeah, neither did victims of rape, so.
Well, like I said, I think that's definitely a bit more of a convoluted area.
Okay. Well, are you able to either concede that you think victims of rape should be able to access abortion, or do you have a counter argument to demonstrate that these two scenarios aren't comparable?
I'll concede on that point, just because it's something I'm not going to go back and forth on the rape topic, just because again, it is something that it's a topic that I personally struggle with. But
if you struggle with it, then don't hold the stance that you'd vote for legislation to ban a rape victim's access to abortion.
I was happy with the decision to put Roe v. Wade back to the states and get the the states the power to make that decision, and I think we saw that in action in the last election.
Yeah, I'm not happy with allowing states to legislate on human rights. I don't agree with the Confederacy.
For me, human rights is. I actually had this conversation with a good friend of mine earlier today. She's a very left leaning Brazilian immigrant. And so we have some very productive dialogue, and we had this conversation about, morality versus, basically what I told her was, in your opinion, it's human rights, it's moral rights, or it's women's rights.
I could describe to you how a rape victim has a human right to access abortion. I could prove it right now.
Like I said, I'm gonna concede on the rape point, because like I said, that's something I've personally struggled with, but in the vast majority of cases, I'm not okay with it.
So now that you've agreed that there's no good reason to restrict a rape victim's access to abortion, I'll prove to you that therefore rape victims, under your own view, have a human right to access abortion. First question, can we agree that when we infringe on somebody's bodily autonomy without sufficient reason, that we're infringing on their human rights? A good example of infringing on somebody's bodily autonomy without sufficient reason would be like slavery or kidnapping.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so infringing on somebody's bodily autonomy without sufficient reason is a human rights violation. So we do infringe on women's bodily autonomy when we restrict their access to abortion. It just so happens to be the case in elective circumstances. You think that we have good reason to do so, rooted within the value of the fetus or the obligation that the pregnant woman has to maintain that pregnancy. However, you've conceded that you're fine with victims of rape accessing abortion, which means you don't think there's any good reason to infringe on a woman's bodily autonomy as it would relate to pregnancies created by rape. Therefore, you think legislation that infringes upon rape victims' bodily autonomy by restricting their access to abortion is a human rights violation, since that is an infringement upon bodily autonomy with no good reason.
I think it's a convoluted area, because how do you draw that line? It's, we were talking about human rights. In my opinion, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous too. I've never really done anything like this, but I've actually sent you a number of donations. I watch your live every single day. My name's Jamie, but for me, it's a human rights issue, because you have, it's a human rights issue because you have like I said, murder is the unjustified taking of another human life, and I just don't see any situation outside of the potential exception of rape, which, like I said, I will concede on that point, and self-defense in the case of, you know, a young child or the life of the mother in general is, I just don't see any point in that being, I just don't see any justification outside of those two,
Sure.
one, possibly two exceptions.
So something doesn't need to have justification, else it is unjustified. I couldn't give you moral justification for skipping a rock on a pond. Does that mean that therefore by default it is unjustified? No.
Right, but skipping a rock on a pond doesn't end a human life.
Well, see, the thing is, what I'm getting at here is the default position for the morality of abortion is that it's morally permissible, that it's okay. You actually have to give the justification to argue that it's wrong by giving the good reason insofar as why it's unjust. So what is a good reason that you have to convince me here that abortion is wrong? What makes the life of the fetus morally valuable?
Because one, obviously human DNA, and I know I hear people make the argument all the time between it being a, it doesn't have sentience, it doesn't have yada, 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 but there's not a single argument that I've heard from the left that you can't point to somebody who's outside of the womb and make a similar comparison to say, if it's okay in this case, why isn't it okay in this case?
Okay, I'll just give you that argument right now. I think that fetuses don't have moral value because I think that moral value is derivative of meeting a conjunct of past or present and future subjective experiences. And because fetuses don't meet this conjunct of past or present and future subjective experiences until 20 through 24 weeks due to the development of the thymocortical connections, which is when the vast majority of neurodoctrine studies believe sentience to emerge, it is thereby prior to that point not morally valuable.
When you say, so when you're saying past or present,
and
present,
future.
Can you just explain that a little
So
bit
in
more?
order for a life to have moral value, they either have to have past subjective experiences, okay, or present subjective experiences, and they have to have future subjective experiences.
So what about, just out of curiosity, what about an infant that literally comes right out of the birth canal? Because they're you talk about sentience, but they technically don't have any past experiences at that point.
The ability to deploy sentience emerges at 20 through 24 weeks in womb.
Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry, I missed that part. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't debate a lot, so I'm definitely a little nervous. Yeah, I'll be honest, Dean. I got up here. I was hoping to have a
Yeah, I just want to ask you real quick. You said that you've never heard like a pro-choice argument from the left that you haven't been able to demonstrate comparison to somebody outside of the womb. Can you demonstrate?
Well, you talk about sentience, and I'll be honest, that's a harder one to deconstruct. I think given a little bit more time and less of an audience, I'd probably have a better job of doing it. But in my opinion, like, say, it's hard to deconstruct, especially the past experiences part. But like, if you look at somebody in a coma who, or even completely brain dead, but you knew they were going to be awake at 9 months and be perfectly healthy, you couldn't morally,
because they have past and future experiences. They meet the
right,
criteria.
and that's why I said, like, I understand your I understand what you're coming from with the past experiences, but I don't personally believe that's what makes.
Yeah, because you believe that DNA is what makes somebody's valuable. Do you think that brain dead patients have the right to life? Okay, are doctors literally Nazis for killing like thousands of brain dead patients a year?
Well, again, like I said, if you knew that brain dead person was going to be perfectly healthy at 9 months, would it be okay to kill them?
No, because they would fall into my criteria of value, and they wouldn't be brain dead, they'd be in a coma. Now, you answer my question. For brain dead people that aren't going to be okay in 9 months, are you okay with killing them?
I'm not, but I'm also...
You're not okay? You think that should be illegal to pull the plug on brain dead patients?
Well, no, I didn't say that.
Should
I might
it
have
be
misspoke,
legal to
but
just
no.
answer the question? Should it be legal to pull the plug on branded patients?
Yeah.
Okay, even though they have human DNA?
Well, I'm getting there.
Remember how you said that it was human DNA that made a fetus valuable, and because a fetus has human DNA, we should therefore make it illegal to kill them? Well, this is contradictory, because so do branded patients, yet you're arguing it should be legal to kill them.
Well, like I said, I'm getting there. So a lot of my worldview is, I'm trying anyways. Like I said, I'm nervous, but a lot of my worldview is really derived from my Christian beliefs. And part of those Christian beliefs is, the Bible talks to us about how when you're not present with your spirit or with your body, your spirit's present with the Lord. So at that point, I personally believe that it's okay under that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so fetuses, don't express sentience until 20 through 24 weeks, which means that they're not present with their body, they're present with the Lord. So therefore, it's okay to abort babies in accordance with your variant of Christian theology.
So you're personally okay with abortion up until that 23 mark, but not afterwards?
Legally, I think it should be legal all 9 months. That's just my moral opinion, is that it becomes morally wrong to get an elective abortion at that point. But the view in which you just described is going to be pro-choice until that same point.
So I actually do. Can I ask you a question? This is something I've wondered about. Your own beliefs and just pro-choicers for a while now.
Sure. After you respond to the fact that you just said that the reason why it should be legal to kill a brain dead patient is because their soul isn't present with the body; it's present with the Lord. Could we not say that about a fetus?
I mean, I need to dig into that more. I know that the Bible does talk about.
Dude, all right.
No, listen to me. I know that the Bible does. I'm trying to respond to your statement from using the same context. So, the Bible does talk about preborn babies throughout Scripture. It talks about one of the disciples. I'm sorry, I'm not too well studied up on the Scripture, but it talks about one of the disciples, leaping for joy in the womb when Christ was born. You talks about how I knew I formed you in the womb and therefore I knew you and loved you. I don't know if sentience really it's
well, if sentience isn't what makes the spirit present with the Lord but rather present with the body, then you can't say that because brain dead patients lack it, therefore their soul is present with the Lord. But yeah, I am going to move on. I appreciate you for coming up, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay,
sure, have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. I hope you consider a couple of things that I said. Also, to the people in the chat saying 9 months is crazy. Listen, I agree that elective lethal abortions at like 8.5 months are insane. Okay, yeah, like under my view, like that's incredibly morally wrong. But the reason why I uphold the view that it should be legal all 9 months is because we do not see elective abortions late term. We just don't see them. I've been doing abortion debates for so long, and I've never been able to identify a single circumstance of it happening. Yet I do think that it should be legal, because when it's illegal, then after that point, doctors stop performing life-saving abortions in many circumstances, or they have to wait for the abortion to like be sufficiently like dangerous to the woman in order to perform the procedure. Like she essentially just has to be like moments away from death in order to get that procedure. And because of that, women end up dying. So it's just kind of like me weighing the best out of two bad options. All right. What would I prefer? Right. A sentient fetus. Okay. Right. At like 8.5 months, pretty much a newborn, right? Possibly die because we're allowing this thing to be legal, even though we've never actually seen an elective abortion happen at that point. Or would I rather make it illegal, knowing that life, that extremely valuable life of what would essentially be a newborn at 8.5 months couldn't possibly die because now it's legally protected. But now we know that not only will women who are pregnant possibly die, but they actually do, like we've seen since Roe v. Wade was overturned. So it's a pragmatic position that is more based on the outcomes of the implementation of bans, compared to like the moral value that I know an 8.5-month-old fetus has, because it is essentially a newborn. And that's my take. And honestly, it took me years to get there. If you asked me a year ago when I think elective lethal abortion should be banned, I'd say 21 weeks. They should be banned legally after that point. I have a couple people to thank here. Thank you so very much to Joseph for the $2. I appreciate you. And Gabby, thank you so much for the $100 donation on PayPal. Gabby, bro, you are awesome. Thank you so very much for the love and support. Show some love to Gabby down below. Thank you so very much, Gabby. Gabby with $100 says, from Gabby, thank you for keeping me company during my late night study notes, Dean. Peace and love from a person across the pond, dude. Thank you so very much for the love, Gabby. As always, you are so fucking kind to me, and I'm just so very grateful for you. I want to see 1,000 Gabby W's because that is nuts. Huge shout out to you. Shout out to fucking Gabby down below. On a very real note, thank you, Gabby. Same thing to Robert. Thank you for the $24, who says, just had a back and forth about immigration with my right-wing friend. Using what I've learned from you and your debate style, I shut him down in less than 5 minutes. Fuck yeah. Thank you for what you do. I'm watching your 6. Keep on cooking, buddy. 71-year-old Robert. Robert, you're the GOAT, man. You know I love you. I'm so very grateful for you. Thank you, Robert. And Lucilia, thank you for the $15, who says, hey, Dean, I really appreciate what you do and how you bring these MAGA to the ground, supporting the grift. Thank you guys for supporting the grift. Show some love to all the donors. Same thing to Rashad. Thank you for the $20, who says, Trump was found guilty for penetrating Eugene with fingers. However, she also tried to submit the dress. Do you think that he also penetrated her with something else? Well, the testimony is that he also had his penis out. Okay, that's what it says in the court documents. At the beginning, she knew that she was penetrated. She didn't know if she was penetrated with the fingers or the penis. So then they just went with the lesser of the two charges, which would inevitably be the fingers. So that's where the DNA in the dress comes from. Thank you for the $20, Rashad. Really good question. Really, really good question. Then Angeline, thank you for the $20 as well, who says abortion is congruent with current law because it is illegal to compel one human to use their body to support another's life in a debate. On God, Angeline, I appreciate you for the $20. And Fussy, thank you for the $9. I haven't played too many games lately. And then Jacinda, thank you for the 1, and Dustin, thank you for the 2. We are all caught up. I really appreciate you guys so much for the love and support. Real ass dude, could you please thank all the donors for sending me their money?
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
God.
So
how do you feel? Oh God.
Did you say you would be pro-life if there was just 2 exceptions to abortion? The life of the mother, or
no?
Why not?
Because abortion in elective circumstances is not wrong.
So you would allow abortion up to like what, 6 months?
So legally speaking, I think that it should be legal all 9. Morally speaking, I think that becomes morally wrong at around 20 to 24 weeks. Well, I mean, I just gave my rationale for that position, like literally as you were sitting on the live.
So you're saying if the mom just doesn't want the baby and it's 9 months, she should be able to just kill it?
She should have the legal right to kill it, but
That's
I mean,
insane.
that's just simply not what happens, right? Like I'll be honest, you know, if like a woman got an elective lethal abortion at 9 months, it'd be murder. So obviously I don't want people to murder. But see, the thing is, in the real world around us, when we look at like empirical outcomes, no doctor's going to perform that procedure regardless of its legality. And no woman's going to want an elective lethal abortion at 9 months because they've already picked out the names, they've already gotten the clothes, they've already got the crib and everything. And the only protection that the legalization of abortion up until that point really covers is going to be for the protection of the mother's life if her pregnancy goes sour and she needs an abortion, else she'll die. Because when we have abortion restrictions, then doctors become too scared to perform the procedure. But that's just, like I said, it's purely a pragmatic decision. It has nothing to do with morality because, of course, I think it's morally wrong for an elective lethal abortion to occur at that point. And I'd actually challenge you to do one thing for me. Can you please give me one circumstance of an elective lethal abortion occurring at 9 months?
One circumstance?
Yeah.
Like one example of it happening?
Yeah, I've been looking for it forever. Can't find it.
Yeah, I don't think they do that a lot, but probably like 6 months there's a lot. Or like 5 months. That's still wrong.
Okay, why?
Well, my reasons for being pro-life are a little different. I just kind of think that it's so extremely rare to be human, considering the universe is infinite. So we only really have 8 billion chance out of infinity to be a human, and the Constitution does grant us the right to life. So I think we're nobody to say.
Get cooked so fucking hard. Are you sure you want to like take that position back? Like I just recommend taking it back now because I'm about to embarrass
it's an extremely
the
rare occurrence
shit
to be a
out
human.
of you.
How?
Because using your
You're
logic, it's also an extremely rare occurrence to be a cow, a pig, or a chicken. So in accordance with your view, cows, pigs, and chickens should have the right to life, and it should be considered murder to kill them, considering the fact, one moment, considering the fact that in consideration of the infinite nature of the universe, okay, and the billions of galaxies with billions of planets within those galaxies that we have not identified as housing life, okay, especially not cows, pickens, or chickens, cows, chickens, or pigs, okay, they should have the legal right to life and we shouldn't be able to kill them considering how rare they are.
Well, humans are better, though. The humans are just a better species.
Yeah, well, your argument hinged not on humans being quote-unquote better, but rather your argument hinged on humans being rare.
It's like you have conjuncts. You got to be human is really good being a human, and it's really rare. So both.
What does
of
it
those
mean? What does it mean?
together.
It's good to be a human. What does that mean?
When you say humans are special beings.
Special in what way? Because I'd say the specialty that we observe to be true of you or I, maybe not you, because I don't think you have a brain, but me and many people in the chat, would be the emergence of sentience and the ability to subjectively interact in the world around us. But that's a trait that the fetus lacks. So what trait does the fetus possess that makes the fetus special? What's that?
He has the potential to be that.
Yeah. See, this is an argument that I don't like. I don't think that we could confuse between sentience and the potential for sentience. Let me explain why. Because essentially what you're saying is that consciousness is what gives us the right to life and what makes us special. But then you confuse actually having consciousness for maybe having it in the future. Okay? You have to actually be 21 to get the right to buy beer. We're not going to give the right to 16-year-olds to buy beer because they could potentially be 21 in the future. You have to actually be 18 to get the right to consent to sex. We're not going to give that to 12-year-olds because they could potentially be 18 in the future. Just like you have to actually be conscious and experience some level of sentience in order to possess the right to life. We're not going to give that to a fetus just because they could possess that in the future.
I don't think it's fair to correlate life with buying alcohol.
We're not correlating life with buying alcohol. We're correlating one trait that grants one right with another trait that grants another right. Right?
I don't think they cancel out. Like, you always bring up different arguments of like, well, if you could do this, why could you not do that?
I don't think that you're tracking. Once again, your argument is that consciousness equals right to life because fetus have potential for consciousness in future, that therefore we should extend the right to life to the fetus now, right?
And because that potential
okay, so you accept that.
Something very rare and something very good.
We're ignoring the second condition of the contract for now.
Together.
We're ignoring the second condition of the contract for now. We're just attacking the first. So the first condition of the contract, once again, was consciousness equals the right to life. Okay, because fetus could be conscious in the future, we should extend the right to life to the fetus now?
Yes, and because consciousness is good as a human, is very good and rare, extremely rare.
Okay, I don't think that the rarity aspect of the conjunction does anything for you. I don't think that you truly hold that to value. I could prove it. If humans weren't rare, if humans lived on every planet in existence, would you argue that you don't have the right to life? Because you don't meet the conjunct of having consciousness and being a rare form of life?
I think so. I think it would diminish my pro-life stance.
Would it be murder to kill you?
Because
would just yes or no, would it be murder to kill you?
Yes, it would.
Oh, wait, but you don't meet the criteria of the conjunction in which you think would be essential for somebody to possess the right to life. Therefore, under your view, it wouldn't be murder to kill you because you don't meet the second condition of the conjunct.
If we populated multiple planets, we would essentially be immortal. So it wouldn't really matter if they got abortions that much, in my opinion.
So
since we're so rare.
So it's the conjunct that doesn't just make abortion wrong under your view. It's the conjunct in which makes it wrong to kill anybody under your view. Okay, so are you arguing that if we populated other worlds, that it wouldn't really matter if like somebody murdered you?
Yeah, well, if I'm already alive, yeah, I mean that's kind of stopping life. So yeah, that is.
Okay. So then the rarity of human life is not relevant to your argument, because you're arguing here that you would possess the right to life even though your life does not meet the second condition of your conjunct.
But that's assuming we populate different planets.
Right. It is assuming a hypothetical version of the reality in which we live in, and we're demonstrating an inconsistency with the position set forth. So you now concede the conjunct, right?
Yeah, if we possess multiple planets, yeah.
Right, so you concede the conjunct. So in all reality, your only position is the reason why the fetus has the right to life is because consciousness equal right to life. Fetus will be conscious in the future, therefore we should extend the right to life to the fetus now. Correct?
Or actually, I don't know. I would have to think about that, but Yeah, that's a hard question. I would have to think about that.
You shouldn't have to think about that at all, you dummy. What do you have to think about? I mean, I feel like you know with confidence that even if humans were multiplanetary, if somebody murdered you,
I
you'd
just
still
feel
be
like
wrong.
those kids that get aborted will never get to experience life and Earth and all that. So I think that's kind of unfair for us to just.
So the position is like we're preventing the future existence of a person like you or I.
Yeah, exactly. They'll
You know what
never
else
get to
prevents
experience
the? You know what else prevents the future existence of a person like you or I?
What?
Pulling out. If my dad pulled out, it would have prevented the future existence of me. Are you arguing here that it's morally wrong to pull out?
No, but conception already happened. So yeah.
Yeah, well,
Okay, but
conception
whatever, we'll just agree to
conception
disagree,
actually
I
isn't
guess.
relevant to the goal of the preventing the future existence of a person like you or I. All right, because yeah, sure, in many scenarios we would prevent the future existence of a person like you or I by, a woman getting an abortion. Sure, they're actually killing something, but that's not the only way to prevent the future existence of a person like you or I. Like, just with a simple yes or no, if your dad pulled out and he was effective in pulling out, would he have prevented your future existence?
Yeah, I get your point. I get your point.
So pulling out does prevent the future existence of people like you and I. Okay, perfect. So would you argue that pulling out should be illegal?
No.
Okay, so it shouldn't be illegal to do things that prevent the future existence of people. Therefore, it shouldn't be illegal for women to get abortions.
So how do you explain the right to life in the Constitution?
Sure, after you concede to the fact that you don't think it should be illegal for women to get abortions.
I don't concede. We'll just agree to disagree.
Wait, why? No. You just agreed that it should not be illegal to prevent the future existence of people like you and I. You just agreed to that.
Yeah, but after conception, I think it should be.
Why?
Because
what's the difference? It just seems like you're special clean.
Because the cells have formed into what will potentially be alive, and I think.
And what's relevant about the cells?
That they're a whole new DNA sequence that has never.
Okay, so it's the DNA that you value. So do you think it should be illegal to pull the plugs on branded patients in hospitals?
Should it be illegal? No, I don't think that.
But they have unique human DNA, unlike anybody else's.
Yeah, I don't think it should be legal to pull the plug on anybody.
Okay, so then what do we do with brain dead patients?
Do they pull the plug on them? I'm not sure. I'm not too studied on what we do with
So brain death is when you have the permanent irreversible cessation of cognitive function. And then you get your plug pulled when your family's like, yeah, we're just going to let them pass away.
But yeah, they have no potential to ever, coming back.
True that, but do they have unique human DNA?
Yeah, but again, it has to be.
But you just told me it was a
construct of
unique
all
human
these
DNA
things.
of the fetus, and which makes it morally valuable.
But the only thing that has a conjunct of all
So
these
now we're
characteristics
redrawing
are a
the
fetus.
conjunct.
That's
You
gonna be
understand that you're on your fourth argument in your second conjunct. So what's the fourth argument in the second conjunct? Give it to me.
There's 5 conjuncts.
No,
It's
you
rare,
can't have 5 conjuncts.
It's good.
You've already
Yes, you
conceded.
can.
You've already conceded on the rarity of humanity by admitting that if humanity wasn't rare and somebody killed you, it'd still be murder. All right, you already conceded on the preventance of a future person like you or I because you don't think it should be illegal for your dad to pull out, even though that would have prevented your future existence. You've already conceded on human DNA because you don't think it should be illegal to pull the plug on brain dead patients, even though they possess their own DNA. So what's the argument?
Yeah, but you're going point by point. I'm talking about all the points together, and a fetus acquires all those points
So
together,
give me the
which
conjunct.
that's what's
So what's a conjunct?
It's gonna be 5. Don't cut me off. They're rare. They're good. They have potential to be sentient. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. What do you mean by good?
You wouldn't think humans are good.
I just don't
Humans
even
are
know what that
special.
sentence means. I think that sentence is just categorically unintelligible. What does it mean?
We're just better than every other species.
Why? What do you mean by better? What level of value? What sense of value is better being indexed to? What do you mean by good? What do you mean by
We are
better?
able to experience Earth, this planet, with a lot more.
Okay, so therefore
capabilities than any other-
fetuses aren't good because they're not able to experience.
But they're going to.
Okay, so they have the potential to be good, not they are good now.
Yep, I know I'm not going to change your mind, so we'll just agree to disagree. But
No, I
I'm
mean,
still going to have that.
You're
pro-choice
disagreeing with yourself. Okay, yes or no? Was the second condition of your conjunct being good?
When I say good, I meant special. We're just
But when I had you
Being
describe
special.
what you meant by good or special or whatever the hell, you said being able to experience the world around us, right?
Yeah, and a fetus has the potential to experience the world around us. Yeah.
Which is different than actually having the ability now.
Yeah, but I just don't feel right saying no. You're
So
not allowed to
bruh,
experience.
your
or
own
you're never going to be able to experience.
argument does not conclude that abortion is wrong. Because that's
I get
crazy,
your
bruh.
point, I get it.
That's crazy, bruh.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch that.
How does it feel to get dog walked?
I don't think I'm dog walked.
I think you
you're
are.
okay with
I have a
killing babies,
question.
I'm not.
So, if one of those babies grew up and was getting dressed in a changing room, and Donald Trump barged in to sexually exploit them by looking at their naked body,
Here
would
we
that be
go
wrong?
with your favorite argument in the world.
Would it be wrong?
Why do you always like talking about this? It's ridiculous.
I don't think it's ridiculous at all. I mean, it's literally an example of our president being a sexual predator. Of course, I'm going to talk about it. Would that be wrong?
Well, I gotta drive somewhere, and I've debated you on this thing like 50 times already. So we'll talk later.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. Feel free to run.
I'll see you later.
It's fine. You can run. I get it. I'd run
I'm in
too.
my car. I'm driving. I'll see you later, man.
You're good. Go ahead, run. It's fine. Camp, I appreciate you for the $10 over on Super Chat. Who says cells can't own anything, least of all the womb in which they are inhabiting. Cells have no rights. On God, thank you for the $10, Camp. I think I've really drilled in those abortion arguments. And to be fair, like that's a thing that I've been debating for like the longest time. Eric, thank you for the Galaxy. I've been doing abortion debates for like 5 years. Before anything else, like before I even like considered myself on the left, before I even considered myself progressive, before I even considered myself like a Democrat, before I even like agreed with like the economic policy of people on the left, so on and so forth, I was pro-choice. Okay? I've been pro-choice for much longer than I've been anything else insofar as what I talk about on live. And that's been one of the things I've been debating for the longest time. Jessica, thank you for the $4 over on Vimeo. I appreciate you, Jessica. Melanie, thank you for the $1. Emmy, thank you so much for the $5. You were awesome. And then Ike, thank you for the $5 as well. I think that we quickly have a couple people over on PayPal. Yes, we do. Lexington, oh my God. Thank you so much for the $50 donation, Lexington. You are awesome. I really, 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 really appreciate you so much for the love and support. That is beyond kind of you, and I'm so very grateful. For everybody watching, please show some love to Lexington the GOAT. Down below in that chat for the $50 donation. Huge shout out to you. Lexington with the $50 says, I'm an operating room nurse. I am an operating room nurse, and I'll never support the right to... Oh, Jesus Christ, Lexington. I thought that you were saying you will never support the right to abortion, but you let me read it right this time. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Lexington with the $50 says, I will forever support the right to an abortion because I've personally seen the unfortunate outcomes on waiting for one because of legal reasons within the hospital. Exactly my point, Lexington. That's why, I think the legislation should allow them all 9 months. And it's like, I even get it why some people like think that's radical, right? Because it sounds insane. Like, is Dean saying that we should like support killing like newborns essentially at 8.5 months, right? So I get it. I understand why people have an adverse reaction to that. Okay, because yeah, I agree. It's murder. It is murder to kill a fetus at 8.5 months. That's terrible, bro. That's terrible. All right. But those legal protections don't really lead to those elective late-term abortions because doctors won't perform them. But they do protect the lives of women and girls. G, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you, G. I thank you. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you. And then Amy, thank you for the $10, who says, hey, I think a better analogy. Whoop, the page just aired out, Amy. I'm going to have to load that back up again. Give me one moment. Amy with the $10 says, hey, I think the better analogy may be a car crash. You're the only compatible blood donor. Donating for 9 months could severely harm you, but will potentially save them. Should you be legally obligated to donate daily? Yeah, that's probably a little bit more straight up. I like that, Amy. That's a good one. And then Peyton, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, says, thank you for all that you do in approaching that topic respectfully. I try my best. Thank you for the $10. And then Courtney, I appreciate you for the $5 as well. All right, folks. I'll probably hang out for a couple more minutes here, but I am going to be getting off here pretty soon. I do have a dinner with my grandparents that I got to go get ready for. What's something else going on in my life? My dad's 60th birthday is coming up. That's crazy. The big 60. That's nuts. That's a big one. That's a big one for him. So I'll probably be taking a day off here soon to go spend some time with the father for his birthday. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to him. Someone in the chat said buy him a beer or something. Yeah, I'll try to do something nice. Why don't we just do a Q&A here for a little bit? Feel free to ask me any questions in the chat, folks. I'll stick on for a couple minutes before I hop off, hang out with you guys. If you want your question to like definitely be answered, I'd recommend asking it on Venmo or PayPal. You can find them in the link tree in the bio on TikTok. Pin a message on YouTube. Also, this is the handle right there, DEANWITHRS. Now, also feel free to ask questions in the chat because I'll be reading them from everywhere. Somebody asks what my biggest fear is. I don't know, man. I'm really scared of too much. You know, I used to do free solo rock climbing because I wasn't scared of too much. I'd like be scaling 75 rock walls. That was pretty stupid of me, though. Amelia with the $2 says, do you have any favorite British politician? I'm not going to lie. I do not keep up to date with British politics. Somebody in the chat says, what's your favorite song? I think right now, and this has been my favorite song for a while, it's Jersey Giant by Tyler Childers. That is a bop. Hell yeah. Phil with the $10 says, how are you feeling about The Boys so far? I've been watching it. I mean, it's a good show. I think I enjoyed the last seasons a little bit more than this one, but I mean, I'll still watch it. Plus, Anthony Starr is somebody I've been chatting with. He's pretty cool. Big time on the left, so I'm still a little scared of him just because of his on-screen performance of Homelander. Lily, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for your kind words. I appreciate that, Haley. Somebody else says, favorite subject in school? Ooh, good question. Honestly, I'd have to hand it to math. I always liked math. I always liked math quite a bit. Somebody says, why aren't you communist? Somebody else says, thoughts on socialism? Yeah, I just have a couple, like, I think that, like, clearly the free market's not always going to produce the most optimal outcomes. However, I do think that a restricted market would. I believe in social democracy. I think that we could produce the best outcomes for everybody. Given that we do have a market, it's just very heavily regulated. And of course, that's why I disagree with communism, because under communism, clearly there's no market. It does get a little bit more complicated than that, but there's like on the surface level, like my general thoughts. Somebody else in the chat says, what's your opinion on vapes, bro? Hop out. Somebody says ideal presidential candidates. Honestly, I don't know for 2028. I really just don't want an establishment Democrat. Okay, ideal presidential candidate in my mind would be Zohran Mamdani. I think that Zohran Mamdani is one of the very best politicians of my lifetime, and I wish that Zohran Mamdani could run for the presidency. Genuinely, fucking genuinely. I think that Zohran would be my ideal presidential candidate. And honestly, I think that Zohran is going to be responsible for influencing the next generation of politicians, because he got so much clout off of his marketing style. And now we see a bunch of like carbon copy and pastes of Zohran, like Canadian politicians running for office. So I think he's really going to inspire the next generation, which is great. You know, we need politicians who listen to the people. We need that for sure. Lux with the $5 who says, why do women have to give up rights, quote unquote, for society, like abortion, but a woman carries one pregnancy a year and a man can father hundreds? Oh, wait, Lux sent that in an hour ago. I'm sorry that I'm just seeing that now, but I do appreciate you so much for the love and support. Yo, we got a special guest on the live, everybody. Somebody says, do you know who Jeff Buckley is? Of course I know who Jeff Buckley is. Of course.
How are your debates today, bro?
They were all right. You know, they were okay. I feel like I've had better days, but I've also had worse days. How have you been doing today, Parker?
Great. I spent the whole day with my girlfriend. It was a pretty great day. Nothing really crazy. Just chilled, watched TV, and hung out. Did chores.
Have you listened to Metallica yet?
Yeah, I had not listened to them before. Never heard them before until I saw on the live. So that was the first time I ever listened to them.
Bro, wait, what is this, dude? What is this? Wait, this just in. Hello? Can you guys take a look at this real quick? This was just posted on X. Two kings. And then it shows Trump and King of England. That's crazy. Parker, what are your thoughts?
No, they're trying to distract away from something.
Yeah, like this is like so clear, like a troll. So clearly a troll. Well, I mean, hopefully.
The thing is, when he makes jokes like this, they're meant to normalize the idea of this being prevalent, or at least referring to him in that way.
Right. That's what I'm kind of talking about. Like just kind of normalizing the idea of calling him a king. Two kings. I don't know. I really don't like that coming from the official White House account.
Yeah, also, do you see how they use jokes or quote unquote rage bait in order to perpetuate realistic ideological beliefs, and then whenever you give it pushback for like, oh, this is what their actual position is at the time, they'll just claim, oh, it's just a joke. Why are you being such a snowflake? You know, that's what they do the whole time. But that's how they normalize these views.
Yeah. Damn, bro. I don't know. This White House is just tanking themselves into the ground. They're
Isn't it right now, for this point in the administration, the least supported administration in U.S. history?
Yes.
We need to keep it up. We honestly need to keep it up. It should be the least supported ever. And we need to continue to get that number down. And we need to get Democrats elected in. Honestly, we need to get this guy out of office. It's fucking crazy at this point. The fact that it's normalized to even make a joke like that, or just to be okay with, oh, he just made a joke like this, we got to move on, is a problem in of itself. Because a president shouldn't be able to just do something like this. This is incredibly unpresidential. It's a fucking spit in the face to what the presidency should be.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. I think that I'm done for the day. I'm gonna pass the fury over to you, Parker, because I'm tired as hell. I responded to their post on X by just saying "fuck off." Actually, if you're on X, you should go like it. Go to my account, look at the replies, like the response that says "fuck off." But I'm gonna hop off here, Parker. Are you going live?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on right now.
Fantastic. Do you want to go live real quick right now before I end, or?
Yeah, I'll click it right now.
Fantastic. All right, guys. If you're still in the mood for debates, go check out Parker. He's going to be both on YouTube and TikTok. His ad is at Parker Get a Job. So, anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream today. Make sure to hit that follow button on TikTok on your way out. Same thing with dropping a sub on YouTube. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace, love, good night, and goodbye.